Well, good afternoon, everyone. Mary Sloan here with another edition of Inspirational Influencer News, People Making a Difference. And today I want to talk to you about planning and knowing the difference that you want to make and how you can successfully go about achieving that difference. And that's really important. People often want to make a difference, but they don't actually turn it into something that is really actionable, that can get them from where they are to where they'd like to go as they just start to think about it. So, I want to talk to you about 6 steps that you can take starting today or tomorrow that will actually make your life dramatically different in a mere 12 weeks. And we'll talk to you about 12 weeks, the 12-week year. But I want to first share my screen and talk to you a little bit about what it's going to take for you to get there. So here, as you can see on my screen now, we talk about your vision, your mission, your goals, your strategies, your tactics, and eventually your action plans, because it's not until you put things into action that things actually start to happen. But your actions can be all over the place without all this important stuff that you have put in place first. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to create a vision. But the vision that you want to create starts with, first of all, a long, far out vision that you really would love to create, let's say in 10 years. 10 years is a pretty long time for most of us. We're not like the Chinese who are trained to think in generational times. So for us, 10 years is a pretty good span of time. So think, what is it that you want your life to be like in 10 years? What are the things you want to have? Do you want to have a home? Do you want to have a second home? Do you want to have a cottage? Do you want to have a life that you live with 3 months holidays? Do you want to have no time spent working? Maybe you have people that report to you. All of the work is done by others, and you are simply the one that people report to. All of these can fit into a vision. And when you start to think about your vision, I want you to think about it in 3 different ways. What do you want to have in 10 years? What do you want to have for your home? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live? What about holidays? What about vacation homes? What about time off? What about things like taking vacations? What about income? What kind of things do you want to have in 10 years? And then what do you want to be doing in 10 years? Do you still want to be working? Do you still want to be working full time? Do you really want to hang up your boots and let other people work for you? So you want to have a business that runs itself. It's an amazing way to develop a business. Your business can run itself. Boy, is it saleable? Sorry, not scalable. Is it saleable? Because people love to buy income. So if you've got an income producing business that runs by itself, you have a real asset that you can sell for big money. So if that's been your plan, is to create a business that's big enough and runs by itself so that you can ultimately retire, or in the beginning, still have your business, but let somebody else run it. That's the perfect way to have a business. And that may be something that you want to put into your have column. Home. Do you want to have a big home, a small home, a winter home, a summer home, a home and a cottage, a home perhaps in North America, and a second home that you go to for the summertime? Do you want to have long vacations? What do you want to have? And then look at your income. What kind of an income do you want to have? And look at your savings and look at your portfolio. Do you want to have a huge stock portfolio? Do you want to have it worth a certain amount of money? Maybe you can create a stock portfolio that starts to generate income. All of these things you can think about and start to write down and put into your vision. Then you want to start thinking about what you want to do 10 years out. What do you want to be doing? Do you still want to be working? Do you still want to be working full-time? Do you want to be working part-time and taking a lot of holidays? Do you want to be not working at all and simply enjoying the business that you've been in? Tim Ferriss in the 4-hour work week, that's what he envisioned, was a business that he didn't have to work in more than 4 hours a week. So he could check in, make sure everything was going well, make sure everybody was doing what they said they'd do, were supposed to be doing, and then he could go off and live a life of leisure, doing fun things, or maybe doing things for good, or maybe starting a charity project, or maybe traveling the world. It doesn't matter. It's your life. And most of us live our life by default. We don't plan, and so we don't get the life that we actually want. And I can tell you, it's kind of fun when you get into a position where you suddenly live a life that you planned. And then things can go wrong, but that's okay. Because what it shows you is that you can plan. And even if things go wrong, you can replan and put things back on track. And you can then carry on. But first of all, you have to think about it, and you have to make some decisions. Then you really want to think about who you want to be. Do you want to be in your business? Do you want to be working on your business? Do you want to only be a reporting figure? Do you want to be a central figure? Do you want to be someone on the side? Do you want to be an investor? Maybe you're like some of these Silicon Valley types who want to become, what's it called? Not ghost investors, dream investors, and invest in other people's dreams. There's a lot of different things that you can be. So what gets you excited about all the things that you can be? So take some time. I know you're listening to this right now, but take some time and sit down and think about what your life could look like, what kinds of things you would have, what kinds of things you want to have, what kind of life you want to have, what you want to be doing with your life. And finally, who do you want to be in that life? Do you want to be the boss? Do you want to be the boss worker? Do you want to be someone who is simply the CEO and has everybody else report to them? Do you want to have no role in the business and have simply someone who reports to you every month and tells you how your business is going? Well, you do more important things. Maybe you want to travel the world. Maybe you want to start a side hustle. Maybe you want to start a charity. All of these things are possible, but you have to create that vision. Once you've got the 10-year vision or 20-year vision or 25-year vision, you want to get into it and you want to feel that long-term vision. And don't forget your health. One of the things that's often very forgotten is that you really want to think about your health. Make sure that you've got a vision that continues with you being healthy, because when we lose our health, we really do lose everything. And then take it down to a 3-year vision and do the same exercise, thinking about what would you like to have in 3 years? What would you like to be doing in 3 years? Who would you like to be in 3 years? And again, don't forget your health. Don't forget your business. Don't forget your family. Don't forget your recreation. Put this all in here because this is all part of your vision. And then I'm going to invite you to take it down to a 3-month vision. Because one of the things about 3 months, or the 12 weeks that I like to talk about, because I'm very engaged in the 12-week year, because it makes us all very accountable, it makes us all very real, and you don't have the feeling that you can let time waste, because this 12 weeks goes by very fast. You know, people who make New Year's resolutions, and you may be among them, oftentimes people have already given up. And this is only the 20th of January. In fact, the average person has completely abandoned their New Year's resolutions by the 19th of January. And it's partly because it seems so far in the future. And nothing seems to be happening now, because really nothing has to happen now. But if you take those same resolutions and make them for 12 weeks out and make that your year, all of a sudden a great deal more has to happen, and you have to get a lot more serious about it, and things need to speed up immensely. So taking your vision down from 10 years, 20 years down to 3 years, get that feeling really real, and then bring it down to 12 weeks. What do you want to do in 12 weeks that will make sure that you are on track to get to that 3-year vision? And then you want to look at your mission. Mission can simply be your why. Why are you excited about doing this? Are you excited about doing this because you have a real want to do something in the world? You have something that you want to achieve, something that you want to accomplish? Or do you want to do something for your family? Do you want to do something that makes a difference for animals? Do you want to do something that makes a difference for the environment? What is your mission? Because when you get really clear on your mission, this is what really absolutely drives you. This is what will make sure that you actually get it done. So really spend some time on your mission, thinking about what really is your reason for wanting to do this. For most of us, it's definitely looking after our family, and that's part of our mission. But it may be even bigger than that. Do you want to make a difference in what people eat? Or do you want to make a difference in how long people live? One of my goals is to help people defy aging and live long and prosperous well into your hundreds. Now that's getting pretty gosh darn close. And there are now people living, I think the most recent super age that I heard was 119 years. That's pretty long time. And, that gives me a really long time to continue to live. And it's now possible. But there are some things that you have to do, and there are some things that you have to take care of to be sure that that remains a real possibility for you. So think about that. Do you want to make it part of your mission to help people live longer? Do you want to make it part of your mission to help people live wealthier? Do you want to make it part of your mission to help people find their mission and help a lot of people make a big difference in the world? These are the kind of things that make you get up in the morning going, yes, I can't wait to get started. So think about that. What is your mission? What could get you up in the morning? What really motivates you and gets you excited and have you leap out of bed going, yes, thank you, God, another day. Yes, let's get going. I know some people who drag themselves out of bed think I'm crazy, but I don't even need coffee to get up and feel like that. So I invite you to really get excited about what you want to achieve and why it is going to be super important. So once you've got those big pictures out of the way, and those are really important because that really is what is going to be the motor for all this, then you want to set down your goals. And now that we've got down to a timeline of 12 weeks, you want to set a limited number of goals because you haven't got all the time in the world. And it's really why this works so well. So I invite you to take and make probably 2 goals, but possibly 3. Make one a business goal and make one a personal goal. And if you're like me, I have an included personal goal. So one of my goals is to get my business going and have at least 10 people go through my program or get started in my program, and I will have earned $50,000. And my second goal is to create a group of influencers on Facebook and have that group grow to 500 raving fans, people excited about their life, excited about what they want to do. And my third goal is a personal goal, and that's a weight loss goal. And I'm not going to tell you all my secrets, but for a lot of us, it's a weight loss goal. And so, when you've got to do it in a short period of time, you really then have to look at each week and go, okay, what amount of weight am I going to lose this week? Just like when you have a money goal, how many people am I going to talk to this week? Or you have a growing your tribe goal. How many people do I need to invite into my group? What do I need to do to get them excited? So this is where it starts to get really real. This is sort of where the rubber meets the road. So take some time and think about, okay, I've got 12 weeks. What goals do I want to achieve that will get me on my road to realizing my vision, get me excited, and make sure that I'm actually going to get those done? Then what are your strategies for achieving those? So one of my strategies is to eat keto style, which means I really cut out the carbs. And so I have to make sure that I have keto recipes and I have keto ingredients. And I've cleaned my house out of all the things that aren't keto that I really like to eat and that I would otherwise eat. But when they're not available and what's available is good and I like eating it too, then I have my ability to stick to a keto diet. So that's one of my strategies. And, for my business goal, I have a coach. And so I have some help developing my strategies there. But one of the strategies that I have to do is a number of validation calls to make sure that the program that I've designed is really going to fit the needs of the people that I want to help. So right now I'm looking for people who will validate my program. So that's one of the strategies. And then I go to tactics. So in tactics, now I'm actually looking at actions. So in strategies, I know I want people to help me validate my program. So in the tactics, how many people do I need to talk to every 3 months to get this accomplished? This is my goal, to get this accomplished within my 12 weeks. So how many people do I have to talk to? And that's a tactic. So each week I have to talk to 25 people. Each week I have to invite 50 people into my group. Each week I have to, weigh myself, make sure that I'm sticking to my diet, get out and exercise. So these are all the tactics, the sort of action ideas that will get you to where you want to go. And finally, you want to create action plans. So once you know your tactics, so I know that I need to talk to 50 people. So my action plan is probably to talk to 10 people at least a day. And ideally, I want to talk to 20, because if I miss 10, or I can't get hold of them, or they're not available, or it could take some time, or they're not interested, then I need to talk to 20 people. So that's one of my action plans. And another one, as I said, is to get out and exercise and make sure I'm doing some weights and make sure I'm doing some core exercises, because part of my overall vision is to live for a long time. Well, I won't do that if my muscles aren't strong, if I don't keep my body strong. And, I work a lot using my mind, and that's a good thing, because all of our bodies were meant to be working machines. They work best when they're working. So that's my plan for today. And it's a great way to get started in the new year. Think about what you can do 10 years from now, and then take it right down to what can you do this week and next week and the week after. Think about putting it into a 12-week plan. Get those goals tight and promised, and make sure that you're going to make them in 12 weeks, and be sure that you're tracking it. And jump into my group, because we're going to talk about this in there, and I want to help you with this. So if you'd like to join my group, Be an Instant Influencer, we'll be talking about what kinds of visions you can have, what might be your mission, what gets you excited, what are your goals, what are your strategies for achieving them, what tactics do you have, and then what action plans have you made. So I don't want you to feel like you're alone. It's very, very interesting to be able to do this with other people. So be sure to come and join me in my group, Be an Instant Influencer, and we'll see you there. And tune in tomorrow for another episode of Inspirational Influencer News, People Making a Difference. Thanks a lot for tuning in today.